Hello and welcome to our weekly feature, Opm Now, where we keep you up to date on the Prime Minister's weekly activities. I'm Naomi Francis. This week on Opm Now, record 54 COVID-19 recoveries in a single 24-hour period. Prime Minister Holness satisfied that the new CMU board is integrous. Bowden Hill District Bridge in St. Andrew commissioned into service. And Prime Minister breaks ground for the Catherine Estate housing development. These and more now. We begin Opm Now with a COVID-19 update. The country recorded the highest number of recoveries from COVID-19 in a single 24-hour period on June 21. There were 54 recoveries, pushing the recovery rate to 78.3%, with a total of 516 persons recovering from the virus. As at Monday, June 22, 659 persons had tested positive for COVID-19. Of that number, 155 cases were from persons returning to the island. At present, there are 133 active cases, one critically ill, and another person moderately ill. Some 300 Jamaican ship workers were repatriated on Saturday, June 20, from Royal Caribbean's Rhapsody of the Seas and Disney Wonder. The ship workers successfully completed the debarkation process at the Port Royal cruise ship pier. All persons have been processed using the established protocols for testing and sensitization as obtained for all previous ship arrivals, including quarantine until the test results are available. The process was completed within a 24-hour period. And Prime Minister Holness told Parliament last week that Jamaica has now moved from controlled re-entry to controlled entry into the island. He said robust protocols have been implemented.
Returning Jamaicans and non-nationals need to bear in mind that if they are ill or exposed, they should respond truthfully and completely on Jam COVID-19 and visit jamaica.com, and therefore should not seek to travel at this time. The positive rate of incoming persons is one of the most important factors which is taken into consideration in our risk-based management approach to COVID-19. Anyone entering the island must observe faithfully and consistently all the measures in place. This will keep our numbers below the threshold for tightening up.
Prime Minister Holness announced Ministers without portfolio, the Honourable Carl Samuda and the Honourable Mike Henry, will now officially lead the Ministries of Education, Youth and Information and the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, respectively. The changes became effective on June 18. The Caribbean Maritime University has overhauled systems with a new integrous 21-member council to continue the world-class services offered by the institution. Prime Minister Holness met for the first time with the new CMU board. He said the CMU is a valuable institution that must be strategically positioned to continue offering world-leading services. He said the new council should strategically improve the organization and speak about the great achievements which has happened at the CMU.
In the future, we could consider where the institution goes. There can be other models of how the institution evolves. Who knows, it may very well evolve into the private sector, because in many other countries that is the model that works. It could very well evolve into an industry-led institution, because there are such models in other countries.
Ground was broken last week for the Catherine Estates housing development in Bernard Lodge, St. Catherine. The development is being done by the Housing Agency of Jamaica.
The NHT has said that it will give 100% financing for this project. So we are doing everything possible to make sure that the people who are gathered here looking that you can have a chance to own the home. Right? The other part of it, of course, is that we have to get the economy back up and running to secure all the jobs that have been affected so that you can get the income to pay the mortgage. Because I'm being frank with you, this is not social housing. So you have to have an income to be able to afford.
Residents of Bowden Hill and Airy Castle districts in Stony Hill, St. Andrew witnessed the opening of the much-anticipated bridge in the area. Prime Minister Holness assured residents that the government that he leads listens and delivers.
We have to look at all the factors in putting up this piece of infrastructure here. And that process takes some time. Oftentimes, it takes a long time. And whenever I meet with the civil bureaucracy, that is the complaint. When I talk to ministers as well, even when we sit as cabinet looking at all the projects that we have, procurement comes up. We cannot get around procurement. We have to abide by the procurement rules. What we need to start doing now as a society is we need to start planning for procurement.
And Prime Minister Holness led government ministers and well-wishers in paying respects to the late Honorable Shahini Robinson, Minister of Labour and Social Security. The closed casket was viewed at the Jamaica Labour Party headquarters in Kingston last Tuesday. An official funeral has been accorded to the former Labour minister. A date for the funeral has not yet been announced. And last week, Prime Minister Holness held 2 virtual meetings, one with the National Road Safety Council and the other with the Cabinet Subcommittee on the COVID-19 response, as well as the teams from the Water Resources Authority, the National Water Commission, and Rural Water on issues affecting the water sector. And we end this week with a special message to fathers as we continue to celebrate Father's Day. Prime Minister Holness sat down with the Gleaner newspaper where he shared life lessons on fatherhood and parenting.
Children are a blessing. But speaking to young men today that don't have children before you can afford them. Yes, there are many stories of struggle and success. And I am the first to tell you that struggle can make you better. But you know what? There are many people who struggle and fail. And in fact, the truth is that if you were to look at all the people who are struggling, not a lot of them become successful. So if it is that we truly want the progress of generations and the progress of our society, then we need to start stepping back and think, how do we make it easier for the generation to come? There is a view in life that because I struggled, because my parents beat me, because I didn't have this in going to school, that you shouldn't have it as a child, or your children should go through the same struggle. That is not progress. Progress is when your children do better than you did.
And that's it for Opm Now. Join us again next week as we recap the activities of the Prime Minister. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to Andrew Michael Holness /JM on YouTube. Follow at Andrew Holness JM on all socials and visit opm.gov.jm for more information.